Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the CEO of the Greater Riverside Chambers of Commerce, Cindy Roth.
Good evening. Welcome to the 42nd Annual State of the City Address. I'm pleased to announce that we have 1,100 guests joining us this evening, the largest event ever. So with that, please take a moment to silence your electronic devices. Now, to lead today's invocation from the Wind of the Spirit Worship Center, please welcome Pastor Michael Edwards.
Greetings in the name of him whom all blessings flow. May we pray together. Our gracious Father and our God, we come to you with humble hearts tonight and sincere desires to invoke your blessings upon our city. We who care for the city ask you for wisdom, discernment, discretion, understanding, compassion, provision, and protection for the city of Riverside, California, to which you have drawn and planted us. Your word calls for us to pray for the peace of the city, for in its peace we shall have peace. We thank you for and hold in high esteem our mayor, the shepherd of the city, our diligent city council, our courageous first responders, our skilled service providers, our compassionate caregivers, our visionary business community, our committed educators, our faithful religious leaders, and the diversity of our population. We pray that you would guide the city of Riverside toward fulfilling your purpose. We are convinced that pursuing your purpose will result in benefits and blessings for all. In that great book of beginnings, Genesis 1:28, you reveal your will and purpose for all. Blessings, fruitfulness, multiplying our resources and our influence, sharing the model of a great city across our nation, and controlling those things that would interfere with the positive productivity of our efforts. Father, we care about this city, and we know that you care about this city, and we pray that our care be unified and that you command your blessing on the city of Riverside, California, and all of those who care. It's in his name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Edwards. For today's national anthem from the Riverside Fire Department, please welcome Captain Nick Navarro and firefighter paramedic Patrick Anderson. If you'd please stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you, gentlemen. At the end of tonight's program, we will welcome back Nick and Patrick for a special performance to cap off the festivities. Now, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance from the Riverside Youth Council, please welcome co-chair Jaden Locke. Jaden. Yay.
All right. At this time, will you always please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Jaden. Tonight, we encourage you to post or follow along with us on social media throughout the night. Make sure to use the hashtags RivSOTC and RivBiz to join in the conversation. At this time, I'd like to recognize some of today's gold-level sponsors. And please review your program for the full list of our generous supporters. And audience, I would ask that you please hold your applause until all have been announced. Alabasi Construction and Engineering, Albert A. Webb Associates, Altura Credit Union, American Medical Response, Athens Services, Bank of America, Best and Krieger, Bud's Tire and Wheel, Burtech Waste Industries, California Apartment Association, Greater Inland Empire, Canyon Crest Town Center, Canyon Springs Health Center, Chevron Canyon Crest Gas and Car Wash, County of Riverside Economic Development Agency, the Fox Performing Arts Center, Live Nation, Gallery at Tyler, Gless Ranch, the Greens Group, Gresham Savage, the Grove Community Church, Hub International Insurance Services, Integrity Housing, and Jack in the Box number 5467. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our honored guests today. Please stand to be recognized. Audience, I would please ask again that you hold your applause until all are introduced, because we have quite a few here tonight. Western Municipal Water District Board members Brenda Denstadt and Gracie Torres, President Bob Stockton, and General Manager Craig Miller. Alvord Unified School District Board of Education members Joanna Dorado, Julie Moreno, Lizette Vega, Carolyn Wilson, President Robert Schwant, and Superintendent, new with us, Alan Musarino. Riverside Unified School District Board of Education members Tom Hunt, Brent Lee, Patricia Locke-Dawson, President Dr. Angela Farouk, and Superintendent Dr. David Hanson. Riverside Community College District Board of Trustees, Virginia Blumenthal, Mary Figueroa, and Chancellor Woldab Isak. La Sierra University President Dr. Randall Wisby, County of Riverside Board of Education member Dr. Wendell Tucker, California State University Trustee Jane Carney, California Transportation Commissioner Joe Tavaloni, City of Eastvale Councilmember Clint Lorimore, City of Wildemar Councilmember Ben Benoit, City of Riverside Councilmembers Mike Gardner, Andy Melendrez, Mike Subaru, Chuck Conder, Chris MacArthur, Jim Perry, and our city manager, Al Zelinka, City of Grand Terrace Mayor Darcy McNaboe, County of Riverside Supervisors Karen Spiegel and Chair Kevin Jeffries. Executive Officer of the Naval Surface Warfare Center Corona Division, Captain Matthew Preston. Commanding Officer of the Naval Operations Support Center, March Air Reserve Base, Commander J.T. Zablocki. Executive Director for the Air and Marine Operations Center, March Air Reserve Base, Richard Booth. Commander, 4th Air Force, March Air Reserve Base, Major General Randall Ogden. Commander of the March Air Reserve Base and the 452nd Air Mobility Wing, Brigadier General Matthew Berger. Former Riverside Mayor Ron Leveridge. State Senator Richard Roth. Chair of the Chamber and partner with Best and Krieger, Joe Ortiz. And the Mayor of the City of Riverside, William Rusty Bailey, and his wife, Judy. Thank you all for being with us tonight. The Chamber is also pleased to host over 200 students representing the Riverside Youth Council, California Baptist University, La Sierra University, Riverside City College, and the University of California, Riverside. They are the future of our community, and I would like to ask all of the students in the audience tonight to please stand. Thank you for being here. Now I'd like to recognize the rest of our gold sponsors. Kaiser Permanente Medical Center, Riverside, La Sierra University, Lamar Advertising, Mannheim, Riverside, the Mission Inn Hotel and Spa, OPR Communications, Pacific Premier Bank, the Press Enterprise, Pro Audio Video, RC Hobbs Companies, Rick Engineering, Riverside City Firefighters Association, Riverside Community Health Foundation, Riverside Community Hospital, Riverside County Building Industry Association, Riverside Fire Management Group, the Riverside Latino Network, Riverside Medical Clinic, Riverside Police Officers Association, Riverside Public Utilities, Riverside Unified School District, Riverside University Health System, Solar Max Renewable Energy Provider, Stream Kim Hicks Rage and Alfaro, Tavoloni Construction, UCR Health, and Wells Fargo. Thank you to all of our gold sponsors. Thank you to these organizations for supporting this. Now to present the Beautification Awards, please welcome from Keep Riverside Clean and Beautiful, Board Chair Mike Blakely, Executive Director Connie Lieberniak, and our Mayor, Rusty Bailey. Connie?
Thank you, Cindy. This part of the program was established to recognize businesses and institutions that best represent the spirit of keeping Riverside beautiful. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the members of the Keep Riverside Clean and Beautiful Advisory Board who helped make this program a success. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, it's my pleasure to present the winners of this year's Beautification Awards. Please hold your applause until all the finalists in each category have been announced.
Welcome to the 2019 Beautification Awards. Sponsored by Keep Riverside Clean and Beautiful. Photographs by Michael J. Elderman Photography. Video presentation by Milestone Media, filmtovideo.com. In the category of Small Business Beautification. Third place, El Patron Restaurant. Second place, Love to Play. First place, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Realty.
Accepting awards are Jana Tanyo from Love to Play and Ryan Laura from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Realty. Let's congratulate our winners with a round of applause. Thank you. To the next category now.
Maintenance of existing facilities and landscaping. Third place, Provident Bank, Magnolia Avenue. Second place, Altura Credit Union, 14th Street. First place, Castle Rock Apartments.
Accepting awards are Michelle Steele from Provident Bank, Jennifer Binkley from Altura Credit Union, and Carrie Delgado from Castle Rock Apartments. Congratulations. Now to the next category.
Exterior reconstruction with landscaping. First place, New Power Incorporated.
Accepting the award is Megan Showers from New Power, Inc. Congratulations. Now to the next category.
New construction with landscaping. Third place, The Learning Experience. Second place, Riverside University Health System, Mental Health Crisis Center. First place, California Baptist University, Dennis and Carol Troche, Engineering Building.
Accepting awards are Ash Advani from The Learning Experience, Dr. Matthew Chang from Riverside University Health System Mental Health Crisis Center, and Mark Howe from California Baptist University Dennis and Carol Troche Engineering Building. Congratulations to all of you. Now to the next award.
Sustainable Design and Innovation Award, where fun and function blend with a commitment to a sustainable environment among 35 single retailers. University Village.
Accepting the award on behalf of University Village, Kumari Prasad. Thank you. The next award.
Historical Cultural Preservation Award, for the beauty of the rich and cultural landscape of the California Citrus Park, the California Citrus Park Sunkissed Center and Gazebo.
Accepting on behalf of the Friends of California Citrus Park, former Mayor Ron Leveridge and General Manager Sarah Mundy. Thank you. Now to the next one.
Chairman's Award. Located off State Highway 91 at Madison Avenue for reconstruction of one of Riverside's most visible locations, Madison Plaza.
Accepting on behalf of Madison Plaza, Alan Robertson. Congratulations. Now to the next one.
Mayor's Award. To the Inland Empire's first food hall featuring 14 artisanal eateries and bars, Riverside Food Lab.
Accepting on behalf for the Riverside Food Lab, Jerry Tessier. Congratulations. Now to the final award.
Award of Distinction. At the city's intersection of commerce and culture in downtown Riverside, Imperial Hardware Lofts.
Accepting for Imperial Hardware Lofts is Kelly Vickers. On behalf of Keep Riverside Clean and Beautiful, congratulations to all the award recipients for your commitment to keeping Riverside beautiful. Let's give our winners one more round of applause. And now, back to you, Cindy.
Congratulations to all those winners, and a big shout out on Food Lab, big shout out to on Imperial Hardware Lofts, taking that risk and doing something new in Riverside, so thank you. Okay, now we want to thank our silver sponsors, Alvord Unified School District, California State University, San Bernardino, California Baptist University, City of Riverside Community and Economic Development Department, City of Riverside Public Works Department, Learn for Life, the Pitt Group of Young Professionals, Proficiency Capital, Provident Bank, Riverside Community College District, Riverside Police Department, Western Municipal Water District, and the Western Riverside Council of Governments. Thank you all for your support this evening. A few years ago, we introduced the Dr. Carlos E. Cortez Award for Champion Diversity and Inclusivity. The award is named for a UCR Professor Emeritus of History who is recognized as the single most influential force in shaping the City of Riverside's inclusivity statement. An internationally recognized scholar on race and ethnicity, Dr. Cortez's decades of groundbreaking research, writing, and consulting work make him one of America's leading voices on diversity. I'd like to ask Dr. Cortez to please join me and the mayor on stage to present this year's recipient. Dr. Cortez.
Riverside is a city that prides itself on celebrating inclusivity and diversity, and it's full of people that live those values in their daily lives. I can think of no better example of a Riversider who exemplifies these values than Luz Negron. Where's she at? Is she coming? For over 20 years, Luz has been a stalwart champion in the community for equality, cultural celebration, and education. She consistently gives of her time and talents to further cultural awareness in Riverside. She has served as chairwoman of the Multicultural Council of the Riverside Museum Associates. Are they in the house? Yeah. All right. On and off for 10 years. She served 2 terms on the Human Relations Commission and is a founder of the Oso Negro Cultural Awareness Celebration Committee for the Riverside County Department of Behavioral Health. She also serves on the board of Save Our Chinatown Committee and Landy Institute Advisory Council and is a familiar face at the Mayor's Multicultural Forum and countless other activities. As chairwoman of the Multicultural Council, Luz was instrumental in helping Riverside solidify our role as the only city in the state to celebrate the Day of Inclusion each year. Luz inspires others to stay focused on how to improve our community by supporting programs for youth, cultural awareness, and equality amongst the citizens of Riverside. Luz serves with integrity and enthusiasm, and I am proud to name her as the 2019 recipient of the Dr. Carlos E. Cortez Award for championing diversity and inclusivity. Luz Negron.
Good evening, buenas noches, to all the members of our beautiful community of Riverside, and those as well who are not here physically, but in spirit. First, thanks the original people of this land, the Cahuilla, who have taken care of this land many generations before any of us were here. Thank you to Mayor Rusty Bailey for the presentation of the Dr. Carlos E. Cortez Award for Championing Diversity and Inclusivity. I immigrated to Riverside in 1986 with my 9-year-old daughter, Lucero, from Puerto Rico. It was in Riverside that I made friends and I made my own family that helped me make Riverside my home and my community. In my culture, community, comunidad, is family, familia. We celebrate it with food, music, and joy just as much as the difficulties of life. When our families are rooted in community, we all succeed and grow. 32 years later, I have 3 generations of North High School graduates. You go, North. A graduate from UC Santa Cruz, from UC Riverside, and the University of La Verne. And a long list of all people of all colores and ethnicities who are my brothers and sisters. And a home that I call Riverside. It is an honor for me to receive this award on behalf of all of us who have worked together to build a place of love for our families. And it is an honor for me to be part of this community. Thank you very much. Muchísimas gracias.
Congratulations. For over 25 years, the Chamber has presented the Riverside Hero Award to a group or individual who has made a significant contribution to promote our community at the state or national level during the past year. This year's recipient recently celebrated a milestone with 100 years of service to the region and to the nation. Over the past century, it has served in a wide array of key national security functions, including as training grounds for bombardment groups during World War II, as a crucial supply and equipment center during the Vietnam War, and as a carrier of KC-10 aircraft, which played important roles in Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm. Throughout these years, leaders in the military and the community have actively worked to ensure the longevity of March and grow its presence and significance. Today, it employs over 8,000 airmen and civilians and contributes nearly $600 million to the local economy each year. Recent developments over the past year, such as securing new dollars for runway improvements and opening new strategic facilities, will ultimately lead to their continued success as an important base for the air operations of tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to recognize this year's Hero Award recipient, March Field. Accepting the award is Brigadier General Matthew Berger and the various commanders representing March Field tonight. Congratulations. All of us together, scoot up.
This is great. It's humbling to represent a 100-year history with my mission partners from the installation. It was 100 years ago that, led by the city of Riverside, community of Riverside, that brought the Air Force at the time to this community. I'm humbled and I'm happy to thank you for 100 years of support of not only the mission that we've generated out of March Air Reserve Base, but you take care of our airmen for 100 years, but you did it one day at a time. So thanks for all of our mission partners and our diverse mission set. Couldn't be at a better place in the CONUS or abroad. So thank you.
That is the first time I've seen him with the star on. Congratulations, General. Now, before the mayor presents this year's State of the City address, please enjoy this short video that highlights the many exciting things that happened in Riverside this last year. Roll the video.
In 2018 was a year that elevated conversations, quality of life, and Riverside's future. It started with the City of Riverside's float in the Tournament of Roses Parade. Combine that with RCC's Marching Tigers being featured in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and it elevated Riverside's status as a world-class city. Other positive press on Riverside came from PBS, the LA Times, C-SPAN, and Upworthy, which feature stories on our community's efforts to solve homelessness, and Vivian Stansel's heartwarming story about the adversity she's overcome. If you missed these stories, Google it and watch Riverside shine. The City of Riverside elevated the conversation and transparency this year through the launch of the Homeless Solutions website, the online budget portal, and the CalPERS Challenge website. These tools allow our residents to find out what the city is doing about pressing challenges that confront us. 2018 also provided opportunities for Riverside to provide regional leadership. Thanks to the Western Riverside Council of Governments, the city received a Beyond grant that resulted in elevated conversations and increased collaboration around homelessness with our neighboring cities. The grant helped us map regional assets, develop communication materials and a regional toolkit, pilot a landlord incentive program, and allowed staff to conduct outreach to faith-based organizations to expand the resources available to our neighbors without homes. And in recognition that playing with toys enhances physical abilities, creates new vocabulary, and enriches cognitive, social, and literary skills, the Riverside Public Libraries are excited to offer toys, games, and puzzles in the newly launched Toy Lending Library branded Toys to Go. The Riverside Art Museum and its partners continue to elevate the future and reach for the Cheech. This community-driven effort resulted in $13 million raised to fund the Cheech Marin Center for Chicano Art, Culture, and Industry. 2018 also reminded us that Riverside's education future is bright, with Riverside STEM Academy's James Fagan recognized by the White House as one of the top 30 young scientists in the entire nation. The California School for the Deaf elevated the future for its students this year through a $250 million renovation to provide a 36,000 square foot career and technical education complex, a 51,000 square foot gym and swimming complex, and a long-awaited renovation to the cafeteria. Our higher education partners had a banner year too. California Baptist University's athletics teams moved to Division I, and CBU opened the Gordon and Jill Bourne School of Engineering building on campus to ensure we have ample engineers to meet future demands. To elevate our future and ensure we have highly trained medical professions in our city and region, Riverside City College, Cal State San Bernardino, and Cal State Fullerton worked together with Senator Roth on a tri-county collaborative to increase access for RCC's registered nurses seeking a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing. Building on our brand as a city of arts and innovation, La Sierra University hosted the world-renowned Montecito International Music Festival, featuring master classes and free community concerts by acclaimed classical musicians and gifted students from around the world. La Sierra will also host its 4th annual TEDx La Sierra University in February, bringing world-class speakers and visionaries, leaders, designers, entrepreneurs, and students from different fields to share their inspiring insights with the public. UCR's ambitious North District plan will develop a 50-acre site over multiple phases with up to 6,000 new residential beds, providing relief to our impacted housing market. Upon completion of the final phase, the project will feature mixed-use space that includes student support, commercial and retail services, new dining facilities, as well as open space and additional parking. The Riverside Police and Fire Departments look out for the well-being of our community through leadership on projects such as the Spark of Love Toy Drive, the Raincross Boxing Academy, and El Protector sports camps. These programs not only aim to provide activities for our younger residents, but also help develop strong relationships between our first responders and our community, both for today and well into the future. Besides that, we know that all work and no play doesn't elevate anybody or anything. That's why the videos of Officer Smith dancing at Miss Nelson's birthday party and the videos of our fire team jamming at Hell's Kitchen both went viral this year. Thanks for representing Riverside so well and doing good for those in need every day of the year.
Our speaker tonight was first elected mayor in 2012 and was re-elected in June 2016, winning every precinct across the city. He previously served 2 terms on the city council. His family came to Riverside in 1914, and they continue a history of public service. A graduate of West Point, he earned a master's degree in public policy from UCLA's Luskin School of Public Affairs. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our mayor, Rusty Bailey.
I'm back. Thank you. Thank you. Sit down, sit down. I haven't said anything yet. Now the pressure's really on. Man, look at all these beautiful people. Thank you for coming. In politics, you introduce fear to win. In leadership, you remove fear to succeed. In Riverside, we choose to focus on leadership, developing leaders in every generation, at every employment level, in every ward, and at every college and school. Our community counts on us to provide leadership because leadership looks out for others, develops common goals and common culture, and promote success for the long run. Everything either declines or elevates because of leadership. We should all take inspiration from leaders like Chamber President Cindy Roth, Assembly members Jose Medina and Sabrina Cervantes, and Senator Richard Roth, who continue to stand up and elevate our position in this region and in this state. And we should be inspired by our city council, who voted to fund the new main library and city archives, and approved the Housing First policy and housing element that balances residential developments across the 7 wards. And I am inspired by people like you, who took the time to come tonight and to listen to me for the 7th time in my career. My wife, Judy, is always glad when someone else is listening to me. And I'm inspired by you, dear, for the way that you love me and our daughters. In fact, our daughters aren't here tonight because our 7th grade Julia is getting an award at Gage Middle School, and her older sister is taking her to that award for us. That's family. That's family. There's an opportunity for new leadership on the city council this year as 3 members retire to the next chapter in life. So a special recognition to Councilman Chris MacArthur for his 12 years of exemplary service to his hometown. Yeah. His focused efforts on the Grow Riverside initiative and his representation of the Greenbelt will continue to pay dividends much longer than his 3 terms on the council. But perhaps his greatest legacy will be the completion of the Youth Innovation Center at Arlington Park. This more than $7 million investment in the future of our city will inspire countless students to further study, explore, and experiment in the STEM fields. So he will need your help as he becomes the chair of the fundraising committee to support the ongoing operations and programs inside this state-of-the-art building. Thanks again, Chris and JoLynn MacArthur, for your service to and love for Riverside. And to Councilman Steve Adams, had surgery recently, so he couldn't be here today, but we obviously appreciate him stepping back into his seat in Ward 7, representing the gateway to Riverside, as he calls it. He always brings such passion and conviction to his work, and the city is grateful to him and his wife, Mary Ann, for letting him come out of retirement and maintain the momentum on the west side. And to the councilman, my councilman, as I live in Ward 3, representing Ward 3, and his lovely wife, Linda, I want to thank you, Mike Subaru, for your enthusiastic approach to governing the city. Your focus on customer service and streamlined government has made a significant difference and will be a legacy lived out across city operations for years to come. Thank you, Mike Subaru. A bittersweet goodbye to my friend, looking out, an exemplary president of La Sierra University, Dr. Randall Wisby. Where are you, Randall? You, my friend, have set the bar high as an educator, a leader, and as a Riversider. We are grateful to you and Deanna for your 34 years of service in higher education. So blessings to you and your family as you continue to seek and to know and to serve God. Thank you, Randall. Welcome to Riverside Alvord Unified School District Superintendent Alan Musarino. We appreciate your desire to connect and to collaborate on education for our city's youth, but also toward creating a culture of lifelong learning for all. So once again, welcome to the Riverside family, Superintendent Musarino. Elevating Riverside affects us all. And done appropriately and smartly, it benefits us all. So let's talk about how we can elevate our city as individuals, as families, as organizations, as a community. We closed out 2018 strong and elevated Riverside for our neighbors without homes, thanks to the leadership of the Grove Community Church, Pastors Tom Lance and Daniel Bishop, and incredible support from the broader faith-based and business community, including a sizable donation from Rotary International. The first 4 houses built for Riverside's Neighbors Without Homes have new residents. These homes will change the lives of the families inside, but also the organizations and individuals that donated their time, talents, and treasures have told us that they have been impacted forever because of this project. This barn-raising effort is truly the greatest example of unconditional love that I have witnessed as your mayor. In terms of elevating this initiative, a heartfelt thank you to Tilden Coyle Constructors and Brian Jaramillo. Yeah. For their leadership on this project by donating the plans for these houses to the public. They're going to ensure that these designs will be reused by others to develop more of this efficient housing model on undeveloped church property or elsewhere in the city. Our city team came through in a significant way to support the pre-approved building plan and process for streamlined development. These houses will ultimately increase our city's ability to create pathways to self-sufficiency for the least, the last, and the lost among us. So this is proof. This is proof that Riverside will not be paralyzed by fear and ignore a segment of our constituents who don't have an address. Instead, we will extend a hand to people in distress and families in need. Difficult public policy issues will always be in front of us. However, if we think creatively about our future now, we won't be forced to react to a crisis situation later. As my company commander used to tell me in the Army, if you fail to prepare, then prepare to fail. Speaking to the value of preparation, our adept and innovative city manager, Al Zelinka, is laser focused on preventing an eventual depletion of our financial reserves over the next 10 years as a result of our pension obligations. His staff has recently provided the Budget Engagement Commission and the City Council multiple options for addressing this national issue that also hits close to home. Pension liabilities are not just affecting government. The pension tsunami is threatening the financial solvency of organizations and corporations across the country. But as a community, we will continue to open our books and work with all stakeholders, including the public, employee unions, and management groups, to be leaders in correcting this financial matter now to ensure that future generations of Riversiders don't bear that burden later. In fact, at the beginning of this month, we met with the CEO of CalPERS to open the dialogue on addressing this problem. So thank you once again, Al, our city management team, HR, and finance for your leadership on this paramount issue. Thanks, Al. Planning ahead for housing and CalPERS aren't the only ways Riverside elevated its game this year. Here are some numbers that should tell you where our organization has invested considerable time, effort, and public funding, yielding significant progress over a few fast-moving years. Investment in public safety will reach historic levels over a 5-year plan to put more police officers on our streets and more firefighters in trucks. Did you see the trucks outside? Check them out. Measure Z. New equipment in the hands of our public safety team will keep them safer and help them respond faster to calls for service, which increased to a record 380,000 calls last year alone. Public safety is the foundation on which to build a successful city, and we are grateful to the voters for supporting Measure Z and its primary focus on improving safety and security in every neighborhood. Riverside's customer service record continues to be a key ingredient in our recipe for an elevated quality of life. 311 is the most popular phone number in the city, answering more than 168,000 calls for service in all 7 wards. And not every city has this program. But because of some innovative work by our IT staff, we have an ever-growing 311 app that allows you to submit photos of problem spots in your neighborhood or around your business. To elevate our future quality life, the city launched the next evolution of streamlined government to facilitate development. Build Riverside is a best practice initiative that seeks to unify, streamline, and improve our field inspection services from permit issuance through final occupancy. With feedback from local developers and builders, Build Riverside's guiding principles are consistency, certainty, expediency, and transparency. All necessary elements when you're conducting more than 54,000 inspections each year. This effort has elevated Riverside's reputation among other like-minded governments. Cities like Austin, Anaheim, Los Angeles, Santa Ana, along with Governor Gavin Newsom, have all visited our one-stop shop at City Hall. And speaking of success, I want to challenge our finance department, I know the team's here, to continue to hold investor conferences in our city. Your work organizing this first ever investor conference for the region this past year brought public agencies together with investment banks, rating agencies, and bond investors to learn more about the excellent investment opportunities in our community. We hosted 86 new believers in an elevated Riverside who followed up by buying millions of dollars in bonds, saving the city $1.5 million in financing costs. I think that deserves a round of applause for our finance team. And next time you hike Mount Rubidoux or drive over the soon-to-be-named Joe Tavallone interchange, you will see a city center on the rise. Can you believe that downtown has 700 housing units approved for construction over a 3-year period? All within walking distance to this awesome convention center? That's compared to just 250 units built in the last 20 years. This progress, combined with 250 hotel rooms in the pipeline, brings the potential of thousands of new residents and tourists walking or biking the streets of downtown, looking for places to eat, to drink, and to be merry. This data, along with over 5,000 development permits issued, speaks to the growing possibility of elevated employment levels for Riversiders. Just last year, our employment growth was one of the highest rates in the state, joined by an all-time low unemployment rate and median home prices rising. These numbers indicate a booming economy, at least for this next year. But no community can reach its highest potential without infrastructure maintenance and investment. Our Public Works Department worked in high gear to fill over 160,000 square feet of potholes, repair over 10,000 square feet of sidewalks, stripe over 55 linear miles of lanes, grade over 1.4 million square feet of streets, and slurry seal over 750,000 square feet of roadway. Oh yeah, they also trimmed 5,300 trees, providing safe streets and walkways to minimize impacts to our infrastructure. With transportation funding flowing once again as a result of Measure Z and Senate Bill 1, infrastructure projects are a top priority. Thank you once again, Riverside voters who supported these measures at the ballot box. A significant part of elevating quality of life comes in the form of increased transportation options. In 2018, Lime and Bird scooters flew into town. The Riverside County Transportation Commission expanded parking facilities at the La Sierra Metrolink station, and the city launched a bike share program, which deployed 55 electric pedal assist bikes to increase mobility. These all support affordable, non-polluting, and easy alternatives to typical transportation modes. Another victory for sustainable transportation was the elevated use of Riverside Transit Agency buses. Students at our 4 colleges and universities are riding the bus by showing their student IDs, thanks to the thriving UPass and GoPass programs. And this year alone, student ridership is up 12%. In August of this year, RapidLink celebrated its 1-year anniversary. There's plenty of reason to cheer for the new express route that connects Corona to Riverside. After all, ridership keeps climbing, and weekday use is up more than 40%. The bus makes it easier than ever to visit the Festival of Lights, That's because RTA provides 10 routes to downtown, plus a free shuttle that connects the downtown Metrolink station with the Mission Hotel and Spa. During the holiday season, over 10,000 residents and tourists rode the train to town, and RTA shuttled almost 8,500 passengers to the festivities, eliminating thousands of car trips from an already bustling Festival of Lights footprint. In another regional effort to fight traffic congestion, the Riverside County Transportation Commission, in partnership with Caltrans, will begin construction this year to add truck climbing lanes to State Route 60. Thank you, RCTC, for prioritizing this long-awaited project to take the bad traffic out of the bad lands. Riverside will elevate its energy security in 2019 through the Riverside Transmission Reliability Project, otherwise known as RTRP. We are the only city in Southern California with only one connection to the statewide power grid, and that needs to change. Riverside Public Utilities is working with our partners at Southern California Edison to gain approval of a second connection to ensure that we don't suffer a serious power outage like we did back in 2007 when the lights went out across the city. You can learn more about this significant project and show your support by going to poweringourfuture.org. I can't stress this enough. This project is the most important infrastructure investment our city will make in this generation, and for many generations to come. Similar to the Gage Canal that brought water to a growing greenbelt, RTRP will allow for future growth as well as protect us from potential blackouts. So I urge you all to sign the letter on your table, after you read it, of course, and leave it for staff to pick it up. Help us, join us to power our future in Riverside. As you've seen and should be able to feel all across our city, Riverside is moving on up. Yes, we are progressing toward a future that we can't fully predict, but we can certainly influence through decisions made by our city council and community stakeholders, especially when made through consensus building and collaboration, because that is the Riverside way. An example of this, and history tells us, that solutions born out of grassroots movements, along with those that leverage social capital, are the most effective at elevating a community. Think March Air Reserve Base, the Riverside Arts Academy, and our cherished Easter Sunrise Service. In this same stride, I am pleased to announce the launch of Riverside, a website envisioned and created by Leah Stewart, a local leader with a huge heart called to serve our city's nonprofit partners. Riverside aims to make giving easier and to strengthen our community by connecting gifts of time, talent, and treasures to local nonprofit organizations in need. So thank you, Leah, for answering the call to action and stepping up to serve our city. And thank you to the nonprofits that have enthusiastically embraced Leah's vision. I challenge everyone in this room to elevate your generosity this year by using this site. And I look forward to reporting back next year at the increase in giving across our city. Another example of elevating our future is an exciting development on the international relations front. I have leveraged our sister city relationships in Germany to connect UCR researchers to the world-famous Fraunhofer Institute, who pioneered the digital music revolution and is continuing to innovate in the fields of ag tech and biotech. A second visit from the executive director just recently of the Institute has spawned potential research projects between Fraunhofer and UCR, ranging from air quality monitoring to citrus pest management. This visit also found the potential for collaboration and application of the Institute's emerging Internet of Things technology into Riverside's smart city initiatives, such as advanced utility metering and smart streetlights. But our long-term vision is to secure a Fraunhofer lab in the Innovation District, close to and on the heels of the much-anticipated completion of the Air Resources Board labs. Working together locally is also elevating business in Riverside. To complement the Excite Incubator, the city announced its new Small Business Support Series, While the incubator supports a proving ground for ideas coming out of university research, the partnership between the Chamber and our Inland Empire Women's Business Center combines comprehensive technical assistance across core business functions with a unique interactive learning environment. Businesses with 5 or fewer employees will discover new ways to grow and connect through guided peer collaboration to solve some of the common challenges faced by small business owners. The best way to grow the local economy continues to be the expansion of existing local businesses. Riverside's recent recognition in Inc. magazine as the 23rd best city in the country to start a business proves this point. That deserves applause. Cities that promote collaboration need places for people to gather together, to break bread together, and exchange ideas. One of these unique places in Riverside, known as the Food Lab, further validates our ability to elevate a culture of culinary arts, which connects to our agricultural roots as easily as it does with our culture of historic preservation. The location at the Fox Entertainment Plaza adds value to the success of Live Nation, who continues to bring us world-class entertainment. I can't emphasize this point enough. The Food Lab is true innovation, contributing wholeheartedly to the social fabric and economic development of our city. In fact, a recent ranking of the best food halls in the country places Food Lab as 6th in the nation in their first year of operation. That's definitely elevating our game. We now look forward to elevating look and feel of the alleyway in front of the historic courthouse between Market and Main. Whether we call it Chow Alley or something else remains to be seen. But I'm very sure that the Superior Courts and their jurors will appreciate the next iteration of our foodie ecosystem as the Main Street Pedestrian Mall expands to the south. We will also take a sizable step up in terms of sustainability and urban greening in Riverside's north side this year. Thanks to the incredible creativity of our sustainability committee and the collaborative spirit across the green community, Riverside was awarded a $3 million grant from the State Department of Natural Resources with an important workforce development component attached. Think community gardens, landscaped walking paths, and a farmer's market featuring healthy eating options for a neighborhood that lacks easy access to a grocery store. Job well done to the grant writing team for elevating the conversation and collaboration toward lessons learned through this grant that can be replicated to other parts of our city. Riverside's collective momentum and leadership is gaining recognition from other leaders around California. I've been invited by Mayors Eric Garcetti of Los Angeles and Darrell Steinberg of Sacramento to join the Big City Mayors Group, which works together to lobby the state and federal government for more resources to address the major issues of our day: attainable housing, mental health, water infrastructure, transportation, and education. If we don't elevate our conversations and our investment in these critical public policy arenas, we can expect to fail our constituents and our collective future. I don't plan on letting that happen. So I am truly honored. I am truly honored to represent you at the table with the 12 other big cities in our state. The path to becoming a big city is not always comfortable. From the early days when we elevated Riverside through water rights and agricultural dominance, to the Riverside Renaissance we built across the entire city and the urban renewal of downtown, Riversiders have continued to look for the next opportunity to grow, smartly and sustainably, of course. But what's next? What collective impact can we have on the future of our beloved community? Are we a big city? Are we still a suburban collection of neighborhoods and business districts? These are just some of the questions that I think about as I listen to concerns from residents, visitors, and business owners. Many desire the small town feel, yet appreciate our big city amenities. Others struggle with the thought of little old Riverside coming of age with high-tech parking systems and traffic around every corner. This is not the Riverside they grew up with. as cranes continue to build our city skyline and trucks and potholes impact our streets. But while change is inevitable, leadership ensures that no one is left behind. Elevating our game is essential to winning in this highly competitive economic environment. If we want our graduates to keep their talent in Riverside, if we want our local businesses to expand here, and our children to be able to afford a house here, we must continue to open our doors to housing developments at every level of affordability. We need to think about transportation options that smartly move us around town without causing more traffic. And we need to continue to grow our own entrepreneurs and pollinate existing businesses ripe for expansion and ready to create jobs for next generation Riversiders. As the skyline of Riverside continues to change, grow, and elevate, join me in supporting our elected officials, our city employees, and partner organizations as we innovate and offer opportunities for Riverside as a world-class city that is continually improving our quality of life and elevating our game to compete in the global marketplace of cities. May God bless each and every one of you here tonight, and may God continue to bless this elevating city of Riverside. Thanks for coming.
Here we go. Are you singing? Thank you, Mayor Bailey. Thank you all for being here. We have tremendous opportunity to elevate Riverside, as the mayor has indicated, for all of the city businesses and residents. And we look forward to doing so, Mayor, with you and with your team together. We'd ask you, remember, to use the hashtags RivSOTC and RivBiz to continue the conversation on social media. Now, I'd like to welcome back to the stage Captain Nick Navarro and firefighter paramedic Patrick Anderson for a special musical performance to send us off. At this time, the reception is open right across the hall with Mayor Bailey and our elected officials. We would like to invite all of tonight's attendees, all of you here tonight, to join us for the reception. Thank you for attending. Enjoy some of the music, enjoy the camaraderie, and the reception is open. Thank you all.
Yeah, definitely. It's good. You're good.
I wanna love you and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with a roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same room, and Jah provide the bread. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? I wanna know, wanna know, wanna know now. I wanna know, wanna know, wanna know now. on your table. I wanna love you, wanna love and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every